that was very, very poignant. I don't know if everyone missed that or caught that. You've tried to commit suicide a number of times, and were unsuccessful, thank God. Walk us through your mindset of, just so everyone else can understand, because maybe there's someone that's out here right now that is possibly thinking about it, or possibly going through some of the same struggles or pains. Walk us through some of the things that you were thinking about when you were saying, I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm a burden. That is the biggest, when you start ruminating, you guys know what ruminating means? A thought just keeps going and going and going and going and going, and you literally can't stop it. When you start to feel like you're a burden, and you start to focus on all of your, what you would consider mistakes or faults, and you start really honing in on guilt, and really truly feeling like everyone would be better off without you. Once that hits, and there's nothing else that you can grab to take you out of that, you're in such a dark place that you almost feel like you can't even be loved anymore. It's a very scary, very,
And can I say something real quick? Because when Shakir committed suicide, I realized that when I would try to explain
Tell us who Shakir is.
So Shakir Stewart was the executive vice president of Def Jam. He took Jay-Z's place, and I was his assistant when I worked with L.A. Reid and Shakir at Def Jam. And so I was very close to him. I knew him kind of better than his own mother knew him. And so when I try to explain to people, like, when you're thinking about this, because we're thinking about this in a healthy mind. When you have a healthy mind, you can't understand how the pain can be that excruciating and that deep, where your only solution is that I don't want to be here anymore. We can't understand it because we're thinking with a healthy mind, thank God. But when you have an unhealthy mind, little things become really big things. They become so overwhelming.
Yeah.
They become like you don't know what the solution is to a small problem, and then they start to build really big. And I try to explain that to people because people really are like, well, I don't understand why he had kids. Did he not love his kids? And I'm like, no, of course he loved his children. Of course he did.
He felt like loving his children was him not being here. That's how, no, I promise you, that's how deep that pain is. That's how deep it is. For you to come to a place where you're literally like, if I'm not here, everyone will be better off.
I think he might not have even been thinking that clearly about it. I think it might have been almost like a snap. But what it could be is that, he wasn't healthy enough to think that all the way through at all. It was almost like not something he had been planning for a long time. It's just almost something that was very impulsive, that he felt a certain way. It got really bad the last 2 days, and he was seeing things and hearing things, and then it was just like he took his own life. And what people have to understand about suicide is, and correct me if I'm wrong, 90% of suicide stems from depression.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, it also could be a depression for a temporary moment. It could be things, because it's almost like you got to be careful the way you explain this in case you would have an encounter with this. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever, okay? It's just during that time that you're going through that it feels just that bad, like you just don't want to be here. Because it's even for my son, when he did this, I thought about myself. When I was younger, I didn't want to be here either. You know what I'm saying? I took a whole bottle of damn pills and my stomach got pumped. God knows the heaven ain't gonna get me to do that no more. Like, that was enough for me to think about what I went through, that what if I don't succeed and I'm gonna go through this again? I'm not gonna cut myself, I don't wanna shoot myself. You contemplate all these different things of you going this way, but there are issues, like people go through a lot of stuff. I had a very dysfunctional ass family. My family was dysfunctional, like for real, for real. So just going through all the things as a child that I went through and being embarrassed for people to know some of the things that happened, and you don't want the world to even know, like, I don't want to be around none of these people.
Yeah,
it's a lot of stuff that go on.
Yeah, real quick, by show of hands, how many of you